Hello friends, welcome to this very first episode, I guess we're gonna call it an episode, of what can I craft in a week while solo parenting. Hopefully this is a one-off. Actually, I don't plan on solo parenting every single week, but everybody's new here, so very brief amount of context. I currently live with my mother because my husband is 3 hours away. The military is involved. If you know, you know. If you don't, maybe we'll get into a longer story time some other time. But my mom has my middle kiddo on vacation right now, and so I am just home with two kiddos by myself. And the oldest is in school, the youngest is home all day. So we're gonna see what we can get done in a week. I have a lot of knitting and sewing I would like to accomplish this week. Some of them have hard deadlines of this Friday, so those are gonna be the first ones off the docket. But I just figured there's no time like the present because I want to document the things that I do. I feel like I rebranded this whole channel as like cozy home, I think cozy's become really an aesthetic buzzword. Everybody wants cozy this, cozy that. I'm like, I like the aesthetic. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think for me, it's more about mentality and trying to shift the focus away from make. And I am very much a results-oriented kind of person. So I do prefer to like get something done so that I can see what it's going to look like when it's done. But I find myself putting so much on my plate that I get one thing done and I don't even have time to celebrate it being done. And half the time I forget about stuff that I've done. That we're going to say done a lot around here, apparently. But I get so busy that I don't even have time to celebrate the things that I have accomplished. And that takes a lot of the joy out of it. And I get really burnt out. And I want to go back to slowing down and maybe giving myself a little bit more grace and enjoying the process and the results. So this is my attempt at embracing and celebrating the process and the results and actually taking the time to do that and give myself some credit for the things that I get done. So this week, we're gonna be a little bit busy, but we're gonna try and enjoy it. I did start myself out on the right foot. The little one and I went grocery shopping this morning. We have our meal plan and our groceries for the week. We don't have to go back into town, so I can just kind of buckle down here. I do plan on doing my nails tonight. Tomorrow night is my TV night, but that's about it. So first things I want to get done, I have 2 pumpkin buckets that I need to get done by Friday, like little Peter Pumpkin trick-or-treat baskets. Both big, one child has hers on vacation with her, and then the other 2 need their trick-or-treat baskets for a trunk-or-treat at the school on Friday. So those are my 2 must-dos of the week. Other than that, it is just trying to get a few things done, knitting and seeing what kind of progress we can make in order to get things off my needles so I can not feel quite so overwhelmed going into Christmas knitting, because it is that time of year where I need to start thinking about Christmas knits, Christmas sews, gifting, that sort of thing, which will be a whole separate process. We'll make another video on what we're planning on making, but just to kind of chat about what I've got on needles right now. My number one priority is going to be my socks. In honor of Socktober, which I did not even realize it was when I cast this on. I've really just been, I've knit for years and years and years, and I've never finished a pair of socks. So this is the entire, I'm using, it's like the Croy sock yarn. I've had it for forever. I got it for like 97 cents a ball way back when, and it's just been sitting around, and I've tried to knit it a few times and just various things have happened. I'm using the Hermione's Everyday Sock pattern. Let's see if I can kind of, hopefully it'll catch that. Anyway, so Hermione's Everyday Sock, I have finished the entire leg of this one. I need to dig out my other needles so I can go ahead and get going on the heel and the foot. And I'd like to have maybe this sock done by tomorrow or something. I want to be on to maybe done with the leg of the second sock by the end of the week. That's kind of a goal that I've got. Now that we're to the heel, it's a little bit more complicated. I can't just take it with me because, again, I'm not a sock knitter, so I don't know how to just do a heel, if that makes sense. So after the buckets are sewn, this is kind of my other priority. Like I said, tomorrow I watch Dancing with the Stars and High Potential afterwards. So I can't really sew while doing that. So these are going to be tomorrow night's project, I think. And once I kind of get going on it, I should be able to watch TV and knit at the same time. I do have an audiobook I need to finish also because it's going to go back to the library really soon. Other easy mindless knit for when I go out to pick up my oldest at the bus stop and stuff is this is the Simple Thing shawl scarf situation. I've got a pin in it at probably what's going to be my halfway point. I had over half of my yarn left at that point, so that should be more than enough to do what I need to do with it. So I would love to have this done in the near future because it is supposed to start snowing up in the mountains pretty heavily this weekend, and I am probably driving through it. So that means it's working its way down the mountains towards us. So I would like to have my cozy wool scarf done ASAP. I think I've made shorts about this, but the idea is to have it as like a hood situation. This is basically the free version. This is really cute, I'm sure. The free version of the Sophie scarf. So the idea is to have it be able to, you know, wrap around, and it will cover the entire back of my head like this. We're good. I think once it blocks out, it should be plenty long. We'll find out, I guess. So that is the other one. This is going to be like my on the go knit because it is very mindless. It is just garter knit back and forth and back and forth. So super easy. And actually I got all of this done in maybe a week, maybe a little bit over, but something close to that. So super easy one. That'll be my on the go project. I do also have like a mohair lacy scarf in my car right now that I took out to the bus stop in the morning. It's just stockinette. So again, just back and forth, easy peasy. But I'm not as motivated to finish that one now. It was supposed to be, I was really aiming to have it done for my friend's wedding last weekend. And I'd only started it like a few days prior, and I was like, I'm gonna have so much free time to knit on vacation. And then we kept getting invited to more and more wedding activities, which was wonderful and so much fun, and I wouldn't trade it, but I definitely didn't get nearly as much knit as I thought I would. I had 3 balls of the mohair, and I knit up one of them, and I am intending to use all 3. So that's where we're at, and hopefully you'll hang out with me for a week of living it up and seeing what all we can get done. Monday night update. It's almost 11 o'clock, which means it is past my bedtime, but I did get through the heel flap, the heel turn, and into the gusset of my sock. I have like 10 more rounds of the gusset, 5 more sets of decreases to do on that. Then we are free and clear going into the foot. So that's exciting. I think we'll have a sock soon. I also have one other project that I forgot to mention earlier that we're going to talk about tomorrow because it's in a room with a sleeping child right now, and we're not tackling that. But it's something that I kind of wanted to have done to wear before Thanksgiving. Not Thanksgiving, Halloween. Have done to wear it before Halloween. So that may have to be top of the list after this sock, after both socks. I don't know. I bought the yarn for it last year. This other thing. Bought the yarn for it last year. It's a Halloween cowl. And I'd really like to have it done for Halloween this year. But it's color work and I don't know how realistic that actually is to get done by next weekend. I did also work just a smidge on this guy, like an inch and a smidge, because again, I just didn't know the sock shaping well enough to do it while I was doing other things. That I have figured out now. I can do it from my memory until I'm done with the gusset, and the foot should be straightforward. So yeah, so this was supposed to be just easy while I didn't know what I was doing with the sock. Unfortunately, I did have a bit of a, I don't know if it was my cat or if it was like those silverfish bugs, but something has eaten my yarn, which is one reason that I marked my halfway point before I was actually halfway through the weight of the yarn, because there are chunks of this where it has been eaten through. It's very frustrating, but what can you do? It is what it is. I'm just gonna have all of these extra ends to weave in when I am done. But yeah, we're calling that the halfway point so that I know I will have ample yarn even with all of the yarn breaks and the extra tails to weave in. So, because I think this was actually only like 40 something% through the yarn, 30 something, 40 something, high 30s, low 40s. So we're good. We've got plenty. Yeah, that's it for tonight. I'm gonna go to bed because I hit a wall hard as soon as the dog's out and do all of the things. I did the dishes already, so at least I'm free and clear there, but I've got to go get the animals situated. See you tomorrow. Hello friends, we made it to Tuesday night. It is Dancing with the Stars night, so I'm about to sit down with this sock and see if I can get it done in the next 3 hours, because I do watch Dancing with the Stars and then High Potential. So we'll see if 3 hours is enough to finish a sock. Who knows? Already showered, got my little bit of wine. We're ready. I did not do much, if any, knitting tonight, or not tonight, today. I made a puzzle instead to give my hands a little bit of a rest, but I finished the whole puzzle, so I've already like put it away because I got overstimulated because I had to put up the card table and it was just too much. So made a puzzle, put the puzzle away, made soup for dinner tonight. It was so good. I used I started with the recipe and then just kind of added whatever I felt like adding. But like a creamy chicken and wild rice autumn soup, and it was wonderful. I've got leftovers for the week, so I'm super excited about that. I also ran today, had like a super unnerving experience. Like just, it was going okay, and then it was really icky. And yeah, so now we're gonna rally. We're gonna rally with the sock and Dancing with the Stars. So, okay, that's a wrap on Tuesday night knitting. I did not finish the sock. Luckily, I have 3 balls because I would absolutely be losing yarn chicken also. But I did I had finished the gusset onto the foot. I did 9 repeats of the pattern on the foot. Not the best pattern for first sock because it just says knit as far as you want to. or to desired length. And I'm like, I don't know where I should start the toe decreases. But I stalked Ravelry a little bit, and somebody mentioned that they did 9. So that seems right. I've tried it on a couple times. We're doing 9 and see what happens tomorrow. We're doing toe decreases. There we go. But for now, it's bedtime. I was so proud of myself because I made a grocery list and I went shopping on Monday and I had all of my errands done for the week. So I didn't have to leave the house again. But now both of the chicken waters have holes in them. So they're leaking everywhere. And we're gonna go to town to get new chicken waterers. At least one, so they have water, because that's important, apparently. But I finished my sock last night, and I can pick up some sewing machine needles while I wait for my other delivery to get here. So I guess it's not all bad. But happy Thursday! At some point I will figure out how to do this without just filming pitiful little updates at the end of the day. But right now life is wild and weird. But last night I didn't record. I don't think I recorded anything yesterday. Editing me will take that statement out if I did, and there was in fact stuff to look at. But I did not record much, but I did get stuff done. It was an awful day with my sewing machine. I bent a needle, broke a needle. I think I actually did say all of this yesterday. That's okay. Bent a needle, broke a needle, ran out of needles. Had to wait till today. Then this morning, I did all my grocery shopping Monday so that I wouldn't have to leave the house again for the rest of the week. Had a meal plan, everything was good. Except the chickens broke both of their waterers, so neither of them were holding water, so I had to go to town to get a new chicken waterer. I also knit last night, and I got a sock done. I got a whole sock done. And my Kitchener stitch, I'm not good at the Kitchener stitch, but this doesn't suck. It looks pretty good. By my standards, it looks incredible. So very thrilled with that. And also to my credit, because I fully wanted to just cast on my husband's Christmas present, I cast on my second sock instead tonight. We're over halfway done with the cuff. So yay. And it's not even 9 o'clock. I'm about to pour a glass of wine, knit on this until my wine runs out, and then go to bed though, because I am tired. In addition, I finished the trick-or-treat buckets, which is what I was attempting to do yesterday with the sewing machine debacle. But we have trick-or-treat buckets for trunk-or-treat tomorrow night. I'm seeing a thread now. My daughter, I just had to empty hers out because it was already full of play food and stuff. It's already been being traipsed all around the house. She originally did want the jack-o'-lantern face on it, but she has voted no, she doesn't want the jack-o'-lantern face. Thank goodness. My son's is up in the air what he's gonna want. I told him it's not happening by tomorrow night anyway, but maybe by Halloween we'll get something done. And then I decided to hibernate my Halloween cowl, the Witch's Brew cowl. Decided to hibernate that until next year because, why am I letting myself lose sleep over self-imposed deadlines? That's ridiculous. I don't need to have my first 2 socks, my first whole pair of socks, plus a cowl knit by next Friday. The world's not going to stop turning, and 10 years from now, I'm not going to remember if I had a Halloween cowl for Halloween 2025 or 2026. It's not going to matter in the long run. So that's all of this yarn. It was finding a home temporarily. I put that on hold. We're not dealing with it. And I tried to make a project bag just to make myself feel better. And I had these scraps from where I cut out stuff from my other daughter's autograph quilt that she's taken on her cruise with her. But I didn't have enough for a bag because I have 6 balls of this Knit Picks palette. It would not fit in what I could get together with this. So I just made 2 rectangles. This is literally Dollar Tree fabric. It was Dollar Tree fat quarters. But it's actually pretty cute. And I put together 2 of these, and I'm just gonna quilt them. I thought about making them hot pads, but I don't remember if they were 100% cotton, and it's Dollar Tree cotton, so I'm not sure. But I think I'm just gonna make little mug rug, snack mat, placemat, mini placemat kind of situation on them. I think that'd be really cute with just like a little cup of coffee on it. So I've got 2 of those. I have a little bit more fabric of this to cut up. So I may end up with enough for 3, hopefully. Then each kid would have one. I don't know. That's where we're at. My hair's doing something really weird here. But overall, I got my must-dos done. These 2 buckets were like I need them done by tomorrow night. They're done. I can kind of take a deep breath. I got the house kind of cleaned up a little bit. I vacuumed even. That's about the update for tonight. Anyway, that's been it. Good morning. Somehow it is already Monday again. I'm not actually sure how that happened. We had trunk or treat on Friday, and then Saturday I drove over across the mountains, which is a 3-hour drive on a good day. Waited up late, picked up my mom and my middle kid from the airport. I got some airport knitting done, and then yesterday we had to drive back, and we've just done bus drop off for the morning, which was chaos because apparently after taking a week off of school, the middle one is actually the better one at getting ready than the older one, who was just was in a kerfuffle this morning for inexplicable reasons. But we're done. We're going to go have some breakfast and some more coffee. And I just wanted to end this out with a little sock update. And I earlier had said I wanted to do the entire body by the end of last week. As of last night, this is where we were at. I have gotten, because we were late. We were almost late for the bus. The leg is supposed to be 18 pattern repeats. I am at 10.5. So I did not quite finish the leg, but I am happy with where I'm at. And I think we're on track to finish a pair of socks, my first pair of socks for Socktober. So thanks for hanging out. I'm not going to win any awards for Best Vlogger of the Year, but practice makes improvement, and here we are. So thank you again for hanging out. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, I suppose. I don't know how this works. We're just winging it, but I will be back later. I think my next one will be a what I'm making for Christmas presents podcast episode thing. Anyway, have a lovely day.